Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, it is right now. You are right here. My name is Manuel, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. Today is day 12 of the show, and I have to congratulate you for making the best decision of the day to spend some time with me. Let's get started. Right now, it is Saturday, July 31st, 2026, where I am at this moment as I record this. And across the United States, frigid temperatures are taking hold of a people just trying to stay warm. And given that it's the weekend and given the storm that is rampaging across the East Coast, I thought that we might take a break from dealing with the news because, quite frankly, I don't know about you, but I could use a break from watching the news, hearing the news, analyzing the news, thinking about the news. And by the way, it just occurred to me a moment ago. You ever notice that not much news seems to happen on the weekends? And although I appreciate that it kind of makes sense because so much business doesn't happen on the weekends, it also implies to me that so much of our news is actually manufactured. But that is neither here nor there. So I thought, like I said, we might do something a little different. I actually am not going to be reading from anything. I don't have any bullet points. I haven't printed anything out. I've done no research before speaking to you today. I'm going to share with you two anecdotes, stories from my life, so we might pass the time away together. And one story might make you chuckle. It's from being a young adult and working for a credit card company, which I will not name. I did customer service for quite a few years. A credit card company I will not name, but they're always asking about what happens to be in your wallet. That could be a clue for you. And I will also give you a heartwarming story from my childhood, which took place in a very cold, cold winter. Which one should we start with? Let's work our way backwards. All right, I'm going to give you the story about when I was working in customer service and got a phone call that I will never forget. Obviously, because I'm telling it to you now, and it's been quite a few years. How many I will not say. It is not for me to disclose any hints about my age. No. So I'm sitting at my desk, my cubicle one day. A call comes in, and a woman calls from South Florida, and she, from her accent and her name, she was most certainly someone who'd been foreign born and came to the United States at some point, probably in adulthood. She was concerned that she said her bill kept being sent back to her, or rather her payment, that she had attempted to pay her bill several times, put it in the mail, sent it to us, and we kept sending it back to her. Now, this is understandably alarming and upsetting. So I said, okay, well, let me ask you first. When you get it back, is there anything in it? Is there anything said in it? Is there a note attached with it? Is there something? No. I asked, okay, the check that you're sending, it's written out to us. Because remember, I'm not telling you the company. She said, yes, yes. Is all the information included with it? The account numbers, the slip, the payment slip. Yes, all that's with it. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what could this be? I'm looking on the computer. There are no notes. There's nothing to show that it came and they sent it back. So I say to her, okay. And I hesitated at this point to even ask this, but I asked, okay, is it stamped? Yes, it's stamped, the envelope. And again, I'm still moving in a direction where I keep not wanting to even ask these questions because I don't want to be insulting. I say, okay, the stamp, is it canceled? Because I'm thinking it's not impossible that she put it in the mailbox in front of her house and then checked it before it had even been picked up. No, it's been canceled. The stamp is canceled. Finally, it's there. It's there in my head. I'm pretty sure I know what's been going on, and I do not want to ask because I say it's not possible. It's not possible that this is what happened. But I had to ask. So finally, I said to her, after verifying that she had the correct address that she was sending this to, she verifies that she has the company's address. She's sending it to the right address to pay the bill. I said to her, ma'am, on the envelope where you are writing this, where are you writing your address? Where are you writing our address? Oh, wow. Again, I didn't even want to ask that question, but I kind of already knew the answer. And you probably know it too. Yeah. She had been mailing it to herself over and over and over again. And I had to explain to a woman who at the time was old enough to be my mother how to address an envelope so she could mail her payment to us. You can appreciate why I didn't want to ask her that last question. But there you go. That's the story. As you can see, I still get so tickled by that story, and I'm, I always do when I share it. I'm glad I could share it with you guys today. So, as you have noticed by now, I'm sure, I am Puerto Rican, born and bred. At the moment, I happen to be somewhere in an undisclosed location in Florida. And at the moment, Florida is enduring or getting ready to endure quite a cold snap, depending where you are in the state. Tonight, you're going to be in the low 20s or below. And some people will say to me, well, Manuel, I mean, you're Puerto Rican, you are born and bred. I mean, how do you handle that cold? Well, when I was a small child, my parents, they came to the mainland to study and advance their careers. And so I actually spent several years as a small boy. You may recall my story from before about living in Pittsburgh. And when you've lived in Pittsburgh, you are unimpressed with the cold if it doesn't leave large chunks of ice in the river. Anything under that and or above that temperature, to say, is not going to phase you. So I'd like to share with you a story about one particular night as a small boy that I remember very vividly in Pittsburgh during a blizzard. And it is one of the most heartwarming stories for me personally in my life that I could possibly share with anybody. During the middle of this blizzard, I had taken ill, and the doctor phoned in a prescription to the local pharmacy. There was no way to get there with the car. My father, he put on some army boots that my uncle had sent him from Korea, bundled himself up, and went out into the night with the wind blowing, snow up to your knees just about, and walked miles and miles to the pharmacy to get that medicine and miles back to bring it to me. When you're a kid, you don't really understand what all that means. You don't recognize what an amazing demonstration of love that is. But as you grow older and you remember those stories, it tells you something. And it serves as an example that you yourself hope to emulate. That you say to yourself, and as cliche as this is, I think it's true, that if I can be half the man that my father is, then I will have succeeded. That is what I mean when I say a heartwarming story from my childhood. What we do as adults that children observe, whether they are our own or others, in the moment, they may not understand it. They may not recognize what it is. But they will grow up and they will remember. So make sure that the things that you do, that you show your children and other people's children, when they remember it, it serves as an inspiration. It serves as something aspirational. And in everything you do, remembering the children, know that the ripples will go well beyond that moment, and think about how it affects the future. And let's do everything we can so we affect the future in a positive way. All right, that's enough for today. We'll continue tomorrow. And as always, be useful.